Got details of these and many more coming up in the next 20 minutes if you spend your time with me. Remember, we are live on DSTV channel 279. Well, let's begin from here. The Office of the Special Prosecutor says there's no evidence to suggest that former President John Dramani Mahama was induced to favor Airbus in the sale of military aircraft to Ghana. The prosecutor also exonerated the younger brother of the former president, Samuel Adam Mahama, and his associates from wrongdoing because no prosecution found nothing to suggest they received payment.
The Airbus scandal dates back to transactions made during former President John Mahama's tenure, where the country bought some C-295 military airplanes from the European aerospace giant. Airbus was cited in bribery and corruption allegations across several countries, with Ghana being at the center of the controversy. The former special prosecutor, Martin Amidu, in February 2020 started the probe into the case after John Mahama and his brother were accused of alleged wrongdoing. Court documents from the United Kingdom and even the United States confirm how Airbus allegedly bribed intermediaries to secure contracts, especially in the case of Ghana. The OSP, in a press conference, exonerated former President John Mahama, who was named as government official one in the scandal. Special Prosecutor Kisia Jabin said there are no evidentiary basis to prosecute John Mahama.
The OSP found no evidentiary basis that suggests that former President John Dramani Mahama or any other public official was paid bribes. The OSP found no evidentiary basis that suggests that former President John Dramani Mahama or any other public official was induced to improperly favor or did improperly favor Airbus in respect of the purchase by the government of Ghana of military transport aircraft from Airbus.
Airbus, according to the OSP, failed to prevent persons associated with it from engaging in bribery and corruption. The OSP also expressed concern about the involvement of top officials in such deals.
Such close proximity dealings by such elected high officials of the Republic and their kin and close associates on behalf of the Republic should neither be viewed favorably nor encouraged, as they give rise to reasonable suspicion of influence peddling and conflict of interest.
The office engaged Interpol and the central authorities of the United Kingdom and the United States under the mutual legal assistance regime.
The UK authorities paused the process between 10 February 2021 and 20 December 2021, pending the outcome of an ongoing UK investigation. In the end, the OSP had to conduct the investigation on its own.
The former president recently denied any wrongdoing in this case, even before the OSP concluded its investigations, which cleared him.
Airbus, the president referred it to the OSP, and the OSP is supposed to investigate it. You don't expect me to investigate myself. And so, if they had something to stand on, I'll not be standing here today. It's just a political gimmick. When elections are coming, then they start raising all kinds of issues and all that kind of thing. But I remain focused.
The referenced individuals in the case were not represented during the UK and US investigations.
A special prosecutor has directed the closure of the OSP investigation into alleged bribery of high-ranking Ghanaian officials by Airbus SC. The OSP would not institute criminal proceedings against any person in respect of this investigation.
The OSP has also directed its officers to rescind the 13th May 2020 warrant of arrest received from the Circuit Court Accra for the arrest of Samuel Adam Foster, also known as Samuel Adam Mahama, and his associates who were named in the scandal. This brings the matter to a close. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Office of the Special Prosecutor, Accra.
Well, let's stay on this matter because Office of the former President John Dramani Mahama has expressed satisfaction with the Office of the Special Prosecutor's conclusion that cleared him of wrongdoing in the Airbus scandal. In a statement reacting to the OSP's conclusion on the Airbus scandal, reiterated that the former president has been a man of integrity, committed to the principles of honesty and transparency. The statement further noted that the OSP's finding vindicate John Dramani Mahama. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Asante Akyem North, Andy Apia Kubi, says the special prosecutor did a bad job. Take a listen.
When he says that I don't have enough evidence to prosecute, and therefore I will not prosecute. He has not even started the prosecution. And therefore, this OSP thinks that he cannot prosecute. And again, the OSP operates within the ambit of the Attorney General. So I want to believe that, well, if the Attorney General thinks otherwise, let's see what it is that the Attorney General can do also to mount a more accelerated prosecution. I would suggest that. And I know crime has no time limitation. And therefore, this OSP cannot prosecute. It doesn't mean that somebody cannot also prosecute tomorrow. And I'm saying that the laws of England allow the invitation of the witnesses in the case to appear before our courts. And if you who has been given this opportunity is saying that you cannot bring them, and indeed if they were invited to come and become prosecution witnesses and they refused, the laws of England will deal with them. And again, if they came and preferred evidence against the accused person, it could be used in the prosecution. And if they came here and decided not to give evidence as they gave in England, they could also be punished by the English laws.
And our chair of the National Democratic Congress Legal Committee and former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Betty Modidisu, has clarified plans for the next NDC administration to investigate and prosecute Akufo-Addo and Bawumia for various alleged scandals is not mere threat.
It cannot be viewed as threatening. These are facts. There are so many allegations in respect of so many financial malfeasance coming out recently, and over the years we have built, you have heard some of the cases even in Parliament being discussed, and I think that we don't do this by supposition or realms of fantasy. We do anything by actual facts which are laid on the ground. I've told you, you need evidence, and nothing will be done in a manner that is not in accordance with our constitution. The basic fact is that there was no evidence of a conflict of interest. There was no evidence established of any wrongdoing on the part of the former President Mahama. There was no evidence that he ever benefited directly.
Well, if you're just tuned in, you're watching the first news bulletin of the day on TV3 right here on New Day with me, Josh Quinn. In more news this morning, the Attorney General has appealed against the decision of the Court of Appeal to acquit and discharge Minority Leader Dr. Kessel Ato-Forson and businessman Richard Jakpa in the ambulance purchase trial. The Attorney General's notice of appeal filed on August 8, 2024 is against the majority decision and its consequential orders of acquitting and discharging the accused persons. The AG argues that the majority decision erred in applying the rule of the standard of proof necessary to determine whether the accused should be called to answer the charges against them. He contends further that the majority's finding that the letters of credit did not constitute a payment and that the contract contradicts the evidence presented and is untenable. He praised the Supreme Court to set aside the majority decision of the Court of Appeal and order the accused persons to continue with their defense at the High Court. Meanwhile, head of the National Democratic Congress legal team, Godwin Eduji Tamaklo, says he, together with his client, have not been served any notice of appeal. Speaking on TV3's late-night current affairs news analysis program, Ghana Tonight, he accused the Attorney General of engaging in a face-saving attempt. Well, we'll bring you this story in our subsequent bulletins, but if you have any contributions on stories that have been aired so far, just go into our social media platforms, TV3 Ghana, Facebook, Your Life, engage us, and we'll surely read them and share them to the rest of the world. And now to health. Retrofitting and repair works in the parliamentary chamber has started ahead of the House's resumption in October. Equipment, desks, and chairs in the chamber are all expected to be changed, making sitting in the chamber for the recall on September 3 impossible. Evelyn Tingma was in Parliament and reports that an alternative venue would have to be decided on for the recall sitting.
On Wednesday, August 8, the Speaker of Parliament, in a statement to recall members of Parliament, indicated that the Parliamentary Service Board last year had decided to retrofit the Parliamentary Chamber for the 9th Parliament. He said the retrofitting has become necessary due to structural defects with the audio and video equipment in the chamber, which had often disrupted proceedings, usually leading to forced suspensions of the House or adjournment. On Thursday, the news team was in Parliament to ascertain the retrofitting work. We are in the Parliamentary Chamber, where we usually have the Speaker of Parliament and all the 275 members of Parliament sit to transact business. As we speak, renovation work in the chamber has started. All the tablets on the desk, which have all the microphones fitted in them, have all been removed. Work, we understand, is expected to be completed before the House resumes in October. It would therefore be unlikely for MPs to converge here for the September sitting. All desks, chairs, carpet and other items are expected to be changed.
Sometime now, the microphones that has the system that look like a laptop that will upload the parliamentary service documents, or that is the other proceedings, and then the motion papers and everything. It has these structural defects, so we have to configure the whole place and then replace them. So as you can see, that is why we have removed them. The contract has been awarded, and the contractor has, on site now. As you can see, they have removed them now, and they are coming to replace them with the new ones.
Director of Media Relations David Damois said the Parliamentary Service Board and the leadership of Parliament would have to find an alternative venue for the recall sitting on September 3.
Per the Parliamentary Service calendar that we have, Parliament is supposed to reconvene in October. By the communication we issued yesterday, the Speaker has summoned and made a recall. So Parliament will reconvene on the 3rd of September. Once the Speaker has summoned for the recall, definitely Parliament or the Parliamentary Service will find a suitable place that will host that meeting.
Contractors from now to October would work around the clock to ensure a well-retrofitted chamber for members when they resume. Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Parliament House.
The Winner unit at Kolebu Teaching Hospital has been closed for almost 2 weeks with no explanation from officials. Normally bustling with patients, the entrance now stands empty with only a few staff inside. Patients have resorted to private facilities for their dialysis, which is not cost-friendly, leading to the demise of 3. Godwin Asiliba reports.
The renal unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital has been temporarily closed for almost 2 weeks now, with no official explanation provided. On a typical day, the entrance of the unit will be bustling with patients arriving for dialysis. But today, however, it is almost deserted with only few staff members seen around. Inside, many of the machines were not functioning when I entered the facility. The usual beeping sound were absent. A similar incident we can recall occurred on June 2024 due to maintenance. However, at this time, the exact reason for the closure remains unconfirmed.
That is a rumor that we have, that they don't have consumables, and it's getting critical. My understanding is that even some of the patients at the ward are being now transported outside to dialysis. As to whether it is true or it's not true, I don't know about that one as a fact. But the point is the unit has not been working for some days now.
The shutdown of the renal unit has led to a significant financial strain for outpatients, many of whom have been forced to seek treatment at private facilities, an option that comes with steep cost.
Ideally, there should be some sort of proper communication. This is our reason we're having these challenges, and we've not been doing it. Now, most of my people are struggling going outside to do it. And moreover, I want you have to know that outside is more expensive than Kolebu.
Since the facility has not been functioning, it has resulted to the deaths of 3 kidney patients. Really unfortunate.
If at least the place was working, maybe when they came, a doctor could have seen their situation, or a nurse could have seen their situation and advised.
Sure.
Yeah, so I don't know about that, but it was
Is the NHIE still helping the old age and then the younger ones?
Not in Kolebu. Straightforward. I'm supposed to enjoy 2 free sessions.
Right.
I've never enjoyed St. June.
Ghana was raking in excess of 70 million Ghana cedis annually from road tolls until it was demolished in 2021. Its proposed reintroduction has been met with mixed reactions. But what should be the best practices following the proposal by the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to have a broad-based tolling system aimed at ensuring equity in payment? I've been finding out. The toll booth on the Tema-bound stretch of the Accra-Tema motorway was once a vibrant economic enclave, offering businesses to several traders. Patrick Entry was one of them. He used to hawk plantain chips, which was his sole source of funding his almost completed two-bedroom house back in Kumasi. The proposed reintroduction of the road tolls means a lot to him.
The construction work I do now is not paying like the hawking. I pray road tolls are reintroduced so I can go back to the old trade.
Daniel, who works at a warehouse along the motorway, tells me how he feels worried seeing revenue go waste whilst counting vehicles plying the 19.5-kilometer highway daily.
Government, please, I beg, make you bring back the toll booths. I don't see the reason why you close these toll booths and make all these cars who are willing and able to pay, they are not paying. And we need a lot of money. Don't raise taxes in different places, at least toll our booths. And let's make our money from there. Another concern is how the absence of the toll booths is endangering lives. The cars are moving at high speed, and when they get here, they don't slow down. There's been like more than 20 accidents here just because of the closure of the toll booths. And now even going to work every day, we are at risk.
The road has become a death trap. You cross at your own risk.
In the new tolling system, it's expected that hawking around the enclave and other activities would be a thing of the past in order to decongest the toll plazas and ensure free flow of vehicular traffic. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wants a broad-based tolling system that will ensure both the high and low-earning Ghanaians will pay the same amount. According to the World Bank and the Finance Ministry, government will need $12 billion for road maintenance, which used to be the main purpose of road tolls. Transport consultant Dr. Godfred Achiadakwa emphasized that the reintroduction of road tolls is long overdue.
I was greatly surprised that the road toll was taken off. Even in the more advanced countries where they have all the monies, they have the road tolls. Because even if you have taken loans for the roads, it will get to a time, it will start deteriorating. So if we have a lot of toll booths on the road, it means that we are getting a lot of money that we can gather to repair and maintain the vehicles when they go bad.
He urged government to go electronic to accrue expected revenue.
Again, the selection will also be attractive to other users of the road. When it is attractive, people will use the road more and then they would like to pay more. How can you make the road attractive? Make sure that the road is well maintained. The potholes are taken away. All the impediments that are on the road that drivers do not feel comfortable using the road will be taken away.
It appears the discussion on the comeback of road tolls will continue to spark emotions, particularly when its abolishment was substituted with the e-levy. Research on revenue generation has shown that e-levy has not lived up to expectation, and so for many, it is only right for government to scrap aid for the road tolls. George Queenan, TV3 News, Accra Tema Motorway. Welcome to your Election Command Center. In more news this morning, a group that concerns citizens of Nzema Manley has vowed to protest the expected visit of NPP running mate Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh to Nzema on Friday, which is today actually. Dr. Prempeh is scheduled to be in Avalue Ajumro Grua on Friday to support the NPP's parliamentary candidate, Catherine Afeku, to launch a campaign, but the agitated youth say he should apologize to the people first for his unsavory remarks about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Many in Nzemaland are still waiting for what they describe as an unqualified apology to them, and especially the family of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, following NPP's running mate Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh's unpopular remarks about the first president in Kumasi during his unveiling. His apology afterwards has not appeased the people. Now, the concerned citizens of Nzema Manley have vowed to protest his expected visit to support the campaign launch of Evalue Ajomorojura NPP parliamentary candidate Catherine Afeku on Friday.
We have heard that he wants to come to Axim here without the apology. We the Nzimas here want to tell him that Nzimamane is one. If he thinks he can play us to divide us, then we are telling him that he cannot and will not be allowed to do that. If he thinks that he can sideline Elembele and come to Nzima East after disrespecting Nkrumah and refusing to the good counsel of Nana Kwesi Kutua of Nkrofo and all Nzimas with him, and come to Axim and be received by us, we are saying no. We will protest his coming unless he renders the unqualified apology.
The agitated group accused Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh of using every opportunity to try to denigrate the name of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and calls for a stop to it.
If he doesn't render an apology to the Nzimaland, the Nzimaland, if he doesn't render apology to us, we won't accept him. He should render apology to us. And his MP, the woman, he should render apology to the whole Nzimaland, so that that thing that he said, it has been in our mind. It's always been in our mind, but he should render apology to us so that before he can come here. If not, he shouldn't come here. He should stay in Accra.
Irama Smith, TV3 News, Western Region.
We'll be still following up on the visit by the MPP running mate, Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh to Nzimaland, and finish with updates in our subsequent bulletins. That's how we end the morning news. For more news updates, just log on to our website, it's 3news.com. Thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure coming your way. Have a good morning.